Okay, folks, I am of the people, by the people, for the people, and I've never felt that moniker means more than today. I'm angry about this. I'm going to warn you right now. I'm about ready to get fired up. I am angry, and you should be angry too. Here's the headline. This is an MSN article, and this is a real survey. Over 1/3 of hiring managers admit to lying to candidates. What? 33% of hiring managers openly admit to a survey that they lie to people in the job interview. No wonder we have so much distrust and tension in the workplace. Folks, this is going to blow your mind. 36% of hiring managers admitted to Resume Builder that they lie to candidates about the role that they are interviewing for or the company that they are applying to. Of the hiring managers who admit to lying, 75% of them say they lied during the interview. 52% in the job description and 24% in the offer letter. That ought to just really piss you off. To me, it is unconscionable. It's like going out on a date with somebody and they literally make up their entire life. Like, what's the point of that? Where's this going? It can't be going to a second date if I'm the person lying, but that would mean that I have common sense, and we live in a world where common sense isn't common. The result of these deceptions, of course, creates massive distrust. And here's the mind-boggling thing. Do you know what the number one cost for companies is outside of payroll? It's replacing people. It's massive cost, time and money. And these hiring managers know that. In fact, lying to someone and then them leaving you or not taking the job when they find out that you lied to them is causing you more problems. And you think they know that. They do know it. So what was their response when the survey conductors, whatever you call those people, question askers, brought this up? 80% of hiring managers say that lying is very acceptable or somewhat acceptable at their company. 25% say they don't lie often. 24% say they lie most of the time. And 6% say they lie all the time. They know that it's going to cause problems for them, and they don't care. Listen to this. 92% of hiring managers say that a candidate they've lied to accepted the position. 55% say that the employee eventually quit after discovering they were lied to. Duh. 14% of hiring managers say the worker quit within a week, and another 35% reported they left within 1 month. And this causes them so much stress, time, and it costs the company money and productivity. And yet it's happening all the time. Willingly lying to people. So it begs the question, what is behind this? I got a theory. If they know it causes a problem for them when they get found out, but they still do it anyway, there's only one possible explanation to me. It's that they don't believe that they can compellingly and honestly attract people to the job or the company. And so they feel like they have to lie, and they hope the person doesn't care that much. If your option is telling the truth and trying to get someone to take your job and lying to them, knowing that it's a massive risk that they will eventually leave you and put you right back in the same position, the only common sense reason that someone would do that is because they don't believe that the job they're offering and the company they're representing is good enough. And so under pressure, because their job depends on them getting a hire, you know what they do? They default and they lie. Here's what happens. Most people lie, good people that lie. We lie when we're desperate. We don't lie just to lie unless you're a sociopath. But good people lie when they're desperate. That's what kids do, right? The parent catches them. Did you do this? No, because you're terrified and you're desperate and you lie and you realize the lie gets you in more trouble. So understand that these hiring managers, folks, this is the only thing I could possibly come up with here other than they're sociopaths. The common sense answer is they're desperate. And so they lie. Now, why do I share the story? Because you need to make sure that when you go into job interviews, you know the environment you're going into and know that you could be lied to. And you better ask enough questions to where you realize, aha, I caught him in a lie. And remember, the job interview is just as much for you as it is for them. And if you ask enough questions, the right questions, you can always tell. And I know you can tell this because you've watched politicians on TV before. And we all know when those snakes are lying. And if you've parented a kid, you know when your kid's lying to you. So why don't you have the same radar up when you're doing a job interview? All right, speaking of lying, the team brought me this hilarious viral clip. Where is that? I had it here. Oh, yeah, here we go. So set this up really quick. So a dad decided to do a fake job interview with his 6-year-old daughter, Abby. And, of course, she's 6. That's what's great about 6-year-olds. They just do whatever you say. Now I got 16-year-olds, and they don't do anything you say. And so she's like, sure, Daddy, I'll play along. This is what happened. Watch this.
I know that you wanted me to send a video, and you wanted me to include one of my children, and I only have one child. Her name is Abby, and she's here. So you wanted some background. Like I dress like this every day. As soon as I get up at 4 a.m. Every morning. I go for a run, and then I run for about 12 miles, and then I come back. I make sure the house is all clean and tidy. I do all the dishes, and I wash the
That's not true. It's not true.
So I do all the dishes. I make sure the dogs are bathed, and that way when my wife gets up, like everything is done. So I'm very diligent in that.
Bye.
No, Abby.
That's not true.
Just for a minute, please.
You can't lie to
Abby,
the
they're gonna
internet.
see this, please. So you asked about my diet. I only eat vegetables. There's no pizza.
Come on, you eat chips and milk. Oh, come on, you eat sugar all the day.
I don't eat egg sandwiches or iced tea. I'm total water. And
Come on,
no, please. If I do get water if I do get an order from the deli, I just get water and like a veggie wrap or something. You asked how I met my wife. I was a center fielder for the New York Yankees, and I was playing in one day.
That is so great. So now you see what he did here. He sets his little 6-year-old daughter up for what he told her was a job interview, but he set her up, and how beautiful to see the little 6-year-old. The entire reaction is great. She's like, Dad, you're not telling the truth. And this is what's beautiful. Now, that's a funny video, and I could just say, hey, I wanted you to be entertained. But I also wanted you to learn something. We just talked about how employers are lying to candidates. Candidates lie a lot too. They lie a lot too. And let me tell you something. When you lie to get yourself into a job, it's going to catch up to you. Can't we be just like that precious 6-year-old who's innocent enough to go, you're lying. That's not right. She was done. Daddy's lying. She's out. May we all be that honest. Great stuff.